Hello and welcome to the Study Legal English podcast. I'm your host, Louise, and today I'm very pleased to have Natasha Costello back on the show. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Louise. Great to be here again.
Yes, so today, Natasha and I are going to be talking about top 3 tips for legal email writing, for writing emails. Natasha, why did we choose this topic?
Well, Louise, email communication is such a crucial skill in the legal profession. I mean, it's something that lawyers have to do every day, write emails to their clients or to other lawyers. And what we wanted to do is look at some simple but important steps that legal English learners can take to improve their email writing.
Absolutely. So let's dive straight in with our first tip. And that is the correct way to start an email in English. Natasha, what's your take on this?
So, starting an email correctly is so essential for creating a good impression. And a common mistake that I see is people starting an email with something like, "Hi, Mr." or something like that. And it's really important to create a good impression by using the recipient's title and surname. So start your email with something like "Dear Mr. Smith," so that you get the right professional tone when you start.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting variations at the beginning of emails. So yes, certainly it's an important one to get right, to start your email in the correct way. So the second tip is write in language that your reader can understand. Natasha, can you explain it a bit further?
Yeah, so I think we're talking there about the tone of your writing or the level of formality that you use. And so it's about trying to write not in old-fashioned or legalese type of language, but in language your reader can understand. So I sometimes see sentences a bit like this at the end of an email, something like, "We remain at your disposal should you have any questions regarding the advice contained herein." So that's very formal, it's very impersonal. "We remain at your disposal," using things like "herein," it's the type of legalese. So a better approach would be something like, "Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions." That's clear, it's more direct, and it's more professional to write like that.
Yes, I would agree. Again, I've seen some very interesting, highly formal, overly formal language used in emails before. And I think, in British English, maybe the Americans say this as well, we'd say it's kind of stuffy language, which sounds very rigid and too formal. Like there's a scale on how formal you should be. And you can be too formal. Sometimes it's just not quite appropriate. So our third tip is keep the subject, verb, and object of the sentence together. Natasha, why is it so important?
So the subject, verb, and object are the main parts of your sentence. And by keeping these together, you're going to make your writing more coherent and easier to understand. So let's look at an example sentence. If we said, "I will, after I've listened to this podcast, register for the workshop," we've split up our subject, verb, and object there. "I" is the subject, "will," and where's the other part of the verb and the object? So it would be clearer to keep those together. For example, we could say, "After I have listened to this podcast, I will register for the workshop." So "I will register for the workshop." We've kept it together. But it's even better if we move the subject, verb, and object to the start of the sentence. So if we say, "I will register for the workshop," after I have listened to this podcast. And then it puts the emphasis on the action, on the main part of the sentence, and it makes it much easier to understand and to read.
I think that's especially important in contract drafting as well, not just in email writing, although the focus of this podcast is on email writing. But it's a great tip. And I also very much liked how you brought in our workshops there, Natasha. So maybe should we speak a little bit more about our workshops?
Yes. So if you would like to delve into more tips, Louise and I will be running some workshops on legal English for legal writing. So this is called the Legal English for Legal Writing Workshop Series. There'll be 4 workshops, and they're for lawyers and law students who want to learn legal English and improve their legal writing skills. And they're appropriate whether you want to start writing in English or improve your existing skills.
There are 4 workshops in total, and you can come to one or you can come to all 4. You could come to the second workshop, or, the first, second, third, fourth, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to come to all of them. You can pick and choose. Anyway, we'll tell you what they are. The first workshop is called Workshop 1, Legal English for Writing a Short Email. And that's happening on the 27th of February, 2024, obviously this year, from 6 until 7 o'clock Central European time. By Central European time, I mean Italy, Paris, that time. In fact, all of the sessions are happening 6 until 7 Central European time. Okay. Workshop 2 is called Legal English for Making Requests and Giving Information in an Email. Something that lawyers have to do quite a lot. That's happening on the 5th of March, again, 6 until 7 p.m. Workshop 3, Legal English for Writing an Email of Advice. So again, a key legal skill there, giving advice. That's on the 12th of March. Again, it's from 6 to 7 p.m. Workshop 4 is Legal English for Improving Sentence Structure. So working on things like clarity and being very clear in your legal writing. That is on the 19th of March, again, 6 until 7 p.m. Central European time. And all of these are taking place online. So you should be able to join, even if you're not in Paris, where Natasha's based, or in Lecco, which is where I'm based in Italy. Natasha, do you want to speak about the all-important topic of price?
The price. Okay, so each workshop costs €50, but we currently have a promotion. So the first 3 people to register for each workshop will get a 20% discount. The discount code is written on each workshop page. So I think Louise you're going to share the links.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I will give the link in the show notes to this podcast. And if you go there, you basically find the workshop series there, and you can click on each workshop and register for each workshop individually. So yeah, those are the workshops. So we are very much looking forward to you hopefully attending some of those. And if not, we hope that you've enjoyed our tips today. So thank you, Natasha, for joining us and discussing those 3 tips for legal email writing.
Thanks, Louise. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you to listeners for tuning in. Remember that effective communication is incredibly important in the legal world for lawyers, but hopefully for everyone. And these tips will hopefully help you to write better legal emails. So thanks for listening, and see you next time.